Hey guys, subscribe for daily content. And if you're shopping for gear, make sure you check out the description for the newest items at some of the very best online retailers. There's also links for some of the items that I personally recommend. Thanks!
What's going on YouTube? Metal Complex here, and today I have something so unbelievably cool to share with you guys. I am just on the edge of my seat. I can't wait. Thanks to my patrons for supporting me, and please make sure to follow me on Instagram at metal_complex. So, if you've ever taken a look at the Demco and Cold Steel 8010 and you thought, that's really cool. I don't know if I really have a good reason to pick one up, right? I'm gonna give you a reason, especially if you like modifying your knives. I haven't done a good mod video in a while, and I wish you could have seen my face. I wish I could have seen my face when I realized that these existed. And you guys have been telling me, like, have you checked this out? Do you know about this? And I finally took your advice and I went and checked it out. And that, of course, is custom scales from Original Goat. I'm going to show you guys here in a sec about the website, originalgoat.com. And there's a couple of scannables here. I don't know if that will allow you to scan it, if you want to pause and do that. But you can see all the social media and information there. Yeah, they do custom scales for a lot of knives that we love, and a lot of knives that I never would have guessed that anyone would make custom scales for, including the 8010. So what do we have here? Listen, I've got a bunch of mod videos coming because they sent me a bunch of stuff. But we're going to do these one at a time, and today we're going to be installing some absolutely freaking beautiful titanium scales, contoured and textured titanium scales. You have no idea how excited I am to do this. I can't wait. I have always wanted to EDC the 8010, and now, even though it's way over the size of what I normally carry, I have a feeling these scales are going to do it for me. So I'm going to try to take this apart and put it together. I've never taken apart the 8010 before. I'm going to do it in hyperlapse, so you'll be watching me struggle and figure it out, but in hyperlapse, so that we don't have to sit here for half an hour. But yeah, these look really, really cool. They make aluminum scales, titanium scales. They do anodizing, a whole bunch of just unbelievably incredible stuff. So I can't wait to put these on. But make sure you check out the website. I'll have it linked down below in the description. Without further ado, let's go ahead and put this thing. Oh, by the way, the 8010 will also be linked in the description for sure, so that you guys can go and check that out, because that's, as far as like cost to durability or cost to capability ratio, the 8010 is just hands down one of the best out there. So anyways, without further ado, let's go ahead and install these scales. Okay, wow. Yeah, I am unbelievably impressed. Let me skip to the part where I recommend these. These are extremely recommendable. And, you guys have been telling me for a long time. I feel like there are more people telling me this than people who will learn about this from my video. This is just one of those times where I should have listened to you guys a lot earlier. The Original Goat is awesome. And listen, a couple of things that I didn't mention here. Number one, these are made in the United States, which is really cool. They're contoured. The machines required to do that are not cheap, guys. That's a pretty big deal. I really need to point that out. That is amazing that he's able to do that. We generally don't see this type of precision machining from someone who does aftermarket USA stuff. So that's really cool. On top of that, these delete the liners. The liners, the standard liners are actually aluminum with the 8010, and it deletes them completely. You can get these in titanium. You can get them in aluminum for less expensive, right? For less money. The titanium ones, which I think this is completely fair, it's $200 for 2 pieces of contoured milled titanium made in the United States. That's fair. If you're not familiar with like how pricing works with like, let's say you're new to the knife world and you're like, holy crap, 200. Now, the vast majority of people who know and are, regularly in, looking into stuff like this, they're going to tell you the same. That's a fair price, especially in 2023. That is amazing that they can do that, right? That's a lot of precision machined titanium. I think that's perfectly fair. With the knife being made in the United States, that's CPM S35EN, that's American steel, plus the contour titanium. You're looking at roughly a $335 knife, which I'm not upset about. I feel like this is worth it all day, right? You can, of course, not do the titanium and go with aluminum, and it'll cost you substantially less. And you'll still have that premium all-metal feel. Now, they offer, apparently, these scales milled like the ones that I had. He said, what I have ready is milled. Are you okay with that? He apparently also sells full, like solid titanium unmilled, which will add to the weight. What's the benefit there? Nothing. It's going to be heavier. It's going to feel more solid for people who want that feel. But so there's 2 different versions there. I just want to make you aware of that. The other thing you might have noticed this is a spacer that he includes. Now, I assume I have this in the right place. It's the only place it made sense to me. If you watch closely in the hyperlapse, if you go back and look, I actually put it in this slot because I noticed how deep that screw was. And I was like, of course, that spacer must be made for this hole. No, if you don't put that there, then this pocket clip, which is not going to round over the side, at least not without backing this screw out, because these two meet so close together in there. And I think the total thickness of the liner and the G10 is slightly thicker than these. And so if you try to do this without the spacer, these 2 screws meet and one of them pokes out, and you have to see the shaft of the screw sticking out right here. So this spacer, which he includes, is really great. Now, the worst part about this knife is the pocket clip. I'm going to get rid of this stupid clip. It's terrible. If you love the clip, that's fine. You can love it. But my opinion is this is one of the worst pocket clips in existence. It makes no sense. I purchased a deep carry clip on Etsy that should be here. I looked at it. It should work with the spacer. But yeah, definitely. I plan to carry and use this knife. I just think it's too awesome to not use. Such a mega beater, man. So I'm really excited. The other modification I would really like to do, I always forget this until I get inside. Well, truthfully, this is the first time I've ever taken apart the 8010. And if you're worried that it's going to be complicated, it isn't. But disassembly or like reassembly of the blade is going to require you to attach all this stuff so that the triad lock, like the torsion bar and everything is attached to one side, and you're going to have to push down and then set the blade in and then release it, then put the scale back on. I had to learn that kind of while I was doing it, but it's really not complicated at all. There's no coil spring in there to go flying out into the mesosphere like on the 80-20.5 or 80-20. So it's really not that bad. But taking it apart, I always forget, just from seeing other pictures, that there are Teflon washers in there. I don't really mind that. It keeps them smooth. It keeps everything smooth. But I would like to find some custom, proper thickness phosphor bronze washers that I could use to replace both the nylon washers and the original phosphor bronze washers, just to get the spacing correct. I think that would be really cool. But as it sits, this is obviously a nearly indestructible folding knife. And the titanium's not necessary, but man, it really gives it an amazing feel. And listen, no rattle, no nothing, everything fit. And the reason we check for rattle is because the depth of those holes that are there to accept, there's 3 different pins for it to accept. So the depth of those has to be absolutely perfect. Otherwise, because they're floating in there, you're going to get rattle, right? Which is sometimes we see that with custom scales. It's just not quite, the depth isn't quite perfect, right? Now you can alleviate this by taking like a thin piece of plastic and, you know, wadding it up. I've done that before. But there's no rattle or anything. It was really great. And the centering is spot on, absolutely perfect. And there is no blade play, up, down, left, or right. I mean, this is everything you could ask for in custom scales. I think it's amazing that he did these for the 8010 here. I think it would be amazing if he took a shot to the gentleman behind Original Goat. I think it would be really cool if he took a shot at the 8015. I think that would be awesome. So very cool. I think that's going to be it, guys. I was really pumped to share this with you. I hope you enjoyed. Links for both the 8010 and Original Goat scales will be down in the description. If you've wanted something to modify, or you've just wanted an excuse to carry the 8010, you just needed it to be something a little extra like me, this is the right modification for you. I think you guys will really enjoy it. Please make sure to follow me on Instagram at metal_complex. If you enjoyed this video, leave a like. If you'd like to check out my other content, I do, of course, have lots of videos of knives that are either expensive or inexpensive that I do or don't like, so check those out. And if you enjoy all my content, go ahead and click on that Metal Complex logo right there and subscribe, because there's definitely more coming. Thanks again for watching, everybody, and have a great day.